already. Her diameter shortened because she was trying to go further away. Break. Every dog that comes in because they tend to be underexperienced. All the stuff that comes along with that. So I'm going to let her go out without being in a command. She's over-aroused, she's overstimulated. What's that? As soon as she checks out of the pack's direction, because we're walking together, obviously, as soon as she's like going to be independent, we're going to turn directions and give her correction and just not even interact with her, walk in the other direction. She gets close to us. Hey, good girl, how you doing? She goes out, I turn around, I go the other direction, correction, when I'm at a distance. And what happens is she's starting to pay attention to where we're going. We're going to pattern that in. Once that's patterned in, I'll teach her when I say heel, you follow me. When I say break, you go out. Okay? When I say come, it's back to working. But if we don't do this first, if we don't let her explore and go check out the geese and then get corrected for doing it, and then go away from the pack without being told to and get corrected, she's always going to want to. That's her own choice. That's a good girl. So we're training that first. She's always going to want to. And if you miss this part in your training, what you're going to have is a dog right here who's in heel but constantly whining and fidgeting because they always have wanted to go and do these things. But the trainer never allowed them to. They just said, no, don't think about that, just heel. They're always going to think that that's so much fun, and I've always wanted to do it, and I've never been able to do it. Just let them go do all these things, get the corrections for doing them, and then they decide that it's not a fun thing anymore, so therefore they actually don't want to do it. And then we can say, hey, how about heel? And they'll say, well, that's a pretty successful way to get around. And then we teach them how to take their breaks and how to do it respectfully without going completely blind to what we're doing as a pack. That takes a session or two like this, and then we start tightening it up. You watch the anxiety fade away because the dog's not sitting here thinking, I just want to go check everything out and say, oh, cool, we're just hanging out with the pack. I know I'm going to get my food on. I know it's time to follow. They found it out on their own. I wasn't sitting here forcing her to stay here. I'm not forcing her to stay here. Whatever she wants. I never put her in a command since she got out of the car. That's why I was less anxious, right? Look at that part, right? Versus the phone. Check everything out. Now she's like, I'm with the pack. What's the pack do? Maybe I should watch what the pack's doing. Okay, so if you got an anxious dog, you got a dog that's highly aroused, if you don't do this, you'll have a dog, you'll trap anxiety into your commands because eventually you'll correct them for trying to leave and they never will. They never will leave, but they'll want to, and that'll lead them fussiness and whining and just not fun, okay? So it's a little bit of reverse psychology. It's all in the dog's head. We get them to believe certain things. They have a new belief system. Life is good. Not just going to force her to be in heel and say everything's off limits without her experiencing it, because she's always going to whine about it and want to, okay? Okay, let's go. I got her kind of with me. She's choosing to be with me. Then I can teach her, hey, when I say heel, don't go independent. When I say break, go independent, but don't go as independent as you want to. You're still part of the group. Choices on a natural level now without me telling her what to do. Now she's taking off. Oh yeah, that was a 10 on the are going to go away because the arousal's going down. It's like this. If you're watching a movie and you're really into it and somebody sneaks behind you and takes it versus if you see it, if you're not watching a movie, you see the person coming up and touch on the shoulder, you don't react at all, right? It's that. It's not like, oh my God, she must be in so much pain. It's like, no, she's just so pain. What we're creating here is companion dogs. So we want dogs who follow a pack leader. When you get a dog who's doing that, everybody says, wow, this is a good dog. That's what people want. They want a dog who follows their direction. They don't want a dog who blows them off, doesn't listen, and tries to be independent. Independent is just a nice way of saying a dog who just doesn't care about what you're saying. You like to change the way dogs think, change their belief systems, instead of just kind of far with that. Okay, this is nice. This is real enjoyable. Good girl, checking in more. Good girl, but she needed to go hit the boundary. She needed to hit it, and she needed to hit it hard to like wake her up. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll head over to some mat. We'll start doing some heel, and then I'll teach her when it's time to go out. And yeah, there is no.
She feels amazing.
Her mind is in follow mode. She's just concerned about following the leader, and that's what people call, whether they know it or not, that's when they say, that's a good dog. A dog is following a person's direction, not a dog who's fighting a person's direction. She also learns that if she goes out in front, she can't tell when I'm turning around and heading the other direction, so she tries to stay slightly behind so that she can see where I'm going, right? So tricks of the trade. Heel. All right. And we're going to get a nice, much better heel now. The same number you heard the yelp on. Okay? So, again, don't let it throw you. Especially with a shepherd or a husky or like these really bitchy breeds. It's just all hot air. Watch. I feel it. You see how I stopped and she went out in front? That means she's not paying attention. If I stop and she stops, she will after a couple of these, then she's going to learn, oh, I need to pay attention to that degree, and that's how I avoid the correction. Like that. Girl. Good deal. Good deal. Unfortunately, it's not as simple as teaching the commands and thinking your dog's just going to have a good headspace. There's a game going on here. Okay, now what we're going to do right here is teach you a lot of time out of two times. Again, I just tapped her at the same level that you heard the screech at earlier. Her adrenaline is down. Okay. See what that? She was under our influence. She looked at something environmental, which was a person, and then completely forgot about a command and stood up. These are what we're doing here. We're saying, if I say sit, it means sit indefinitely, no matter what's going on, until I release you or give you another command. Okay? See, I'm trying to get a mistake to come out so I can talk about it. I'm only doing this because she struggled. I want to be wasting my time. We're not doing that. We're doing it because she's not making mistakes. The way we do it is if you're making mistakes, we're going to work it. If you're not making mistakes, we're going to let you be. And so they learn, just don't make mistakes. Okay? You won't get reps. You won't get setups. Just do the right thing. There's so much thinking about it. Okay. Break. Go. Go, bud. Come on. Break. There you go. And I'm going to let her explain the first second after I say it, I'm going to set her up the floor. Okay? Just to get her tuned in. Get her used to getting right locked in right away. Don't be fussy. By the way, another correction at the same level she was yelping at. So. And like I said, that's a 10. That was a 10 on each one. Out of 100. So if you're experienced with these, if you put this on your hand, you might not even feel it. You know, you will if you're really looking for it. But it's It's very subtle. Because she starts looking at things out there, she's not paying attention to her command. So I set her up like this. And I'll keep doing it until she's not making a mistake, and then I'll leave her alone. Her eyes should never pass my leg. That's what she can't see me. Good. She just did it right. Good. Now she's locked in. Now she's tuned in. This loon has been tuned in this whole time. Okay, now we got a dog who's watching my leg and making sure she doesn't leave position. We're gonna walk like this for a little while. We do have a little dog coming up here. I might try to walk past these two. It's a really narrow path though, and those dogs are kind of out of control. So I might, just for the sake of those people, walk back up here and then pass them where it's a little wider for the practice. Okay?
Yeah.
We're still gonna pass them because I want to use them. We'll just do it up here. I feel the difference in her. It's a new environment. When you're in a new environment, this is the kind of stuff I would do with my personal dogs still. It's like, hey, here's the rule to this new environment. And as you expose them to new environments and you teach them the rules, they get better at learning the rules, and then it kind of generalizes. They kind of assume that those rules apply everywhere, and they're right. Okay? You're right. Here we go. I feel her starting to lose it a little bit. So I'm going to go wham. See how she messed up? Experience, you'll feel it in the leash. You can just feel when a dog stops paying attention. That's a dog who's paying attention. Ears back, always a good sign. Ears up. Generally tuning into something out there. I'm going to walk like this for a little while. She's doing good. I want her to remember that this is nice and successful. This is what I like. Then we'll try to turn around and pass these dogs.
They're going to be making a left here.
You think so?
Yeah, they
She's
parked
right.
there.
So we're going to dip down in the grass, teach her that she's still going to dip in the grass. Much different than how we came in. Now she's with us. She's doing good. Wait for the dogs to come. This is a dog that tries to go after cats, right? It's like, if I just say, no, don't go after that cat, no, don't go after that cat, I can kind of keep the dog from going after the cat, but they're always going to want to. Instead, the first time I'm going to go after the cat. Bing, as soon as they commit to going after the cat, and bring cat after cat after cat, until the dog's like, I don't like doing that activity anymore. Then they're like, okay, cool, do this instead. And then you don't see anxiety, because the dog in their mind doesn't do it, because you let them do it. Check them lot of bad choices and it ended in X, Y, and Z. So she's like, I prefer to just, you tell me what to do. Which is great for a young dog. Nice. Live with it like this for a while, inside the program that we teach, and then all of a sudden the dog makes good choices on their own. You're not having to micromanage them, you're not having to tell them what to do all the time. Kind of like Luna, we're not even really telling her what to do. We start moving, she starts yelling. We see a dog, she just knows, okay, because of all of her own experiences that she had. I hope you see the difference in just teaching the commands. If you go to a place that just teaches the commands and doesn't do this type of work, you'll have a dog who's really smart and knows everything,